the reviewer, the review, the reviewer, the reviewer, the reviewer, the review, the reviewer, the reviewer, the reviewer. What's going on, y'all? The reviewer is here, and I'm back to give y'all this album review of Top Authority called Somethin To Blaze To. Y'all should know who Top Authority is if y'all check out my other reviews I did of theirs back. I think it was Rated G and Uncut. I think it's Top Authority Uncut. I'm going to re-review those in the near future. I'll have their music with the copyrights and stuff like that, or within the copyright guidelines. Be on the lookout for those, because y'all know I love Top Authority. I grew up to these guys, man. So this one right here is their first album that came out in 1993 under Trak Records, and there's another record label. I'll put that in the description box. This is the real CD right here. Y'all know how I do. And then you got the track lists and the credits and stuff like that. This named the producer who made the beats for this album. It was Dalo, D-A-L-O, one of the dopest producers from the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? And then the features, they didn't have any like rap artist features, but they had like singers that was featured. Let's go with the songs now. Make sure y'all can see this well. Think that's all right. So here we go. The first one is called Another Murder.
It's another murder, another murder. It's another 187.
This is a really dope cut right here. Man, TA dropped some really dope vocals on here.
Just in case that nigga have on a vest, I put my gun barrel on his chest. I point blank range and put him to rest and watch him die.
The beat is on point. And it starts off with like a news report talking about a murder and all that stuff. These guys, man, they come through with the straight murderous flows. You know, flex, shotgun. They drop some really dope vocals. This is actually one of my personal favorites off of the album. I mean, it just starts off on some straight gangster-ish, you know what I'm saying?
But no, take another guess, my friend. It's a murder once again, and the shit just won't end until I'm caught.
This right here tells you what TA is truly about. They are not about no games. They telling it like it is, in the whole 9 yards. I'm pretty sure most of y'all would like this track. Just off of the album alone, is worth the money. Straight up. The next one is called No Love, or 9mm Remix.
Tell it to my 9, tell it to my 9, tell it to my 9. Cause I ain't hear that shit you talking, bitch. Tell it to my.
This track here, it kind of goes to a totally different tempo for TA, but this is actually bumping though. It's laid back, got a nice little laid back beat. TA dropping some really nice lyrics on here.
18 rounds of clip is all you heard. I left him stinking on the side of the road, pushed to the curb, stinking like a pastor. No think.
The hook is really catchy. You can probably hear some samples on this song that some artists may have got from, you know, out of respect, of course.
I ain't took no shit in 93 and ain't taking none in 94.
This is another personal favorite of mine. By the way, is there an original version of this? Because it says 9mm Remix. If there is one, if anyone can give me the link, something to lead me to it, it would be nice. Because honestly, I never heard the original version, if there is one.
Living in Flint City, such a pity, but I'm holding my any static. Got a Uzi automatic with that 9mm missile.
The next one is called Money.
Making that money in the fast lane, I never go broke. Selling coke in the dope game, I paid ass.
This is a nice cut right here. TA telling the little something something on how they make ends meet. They doing whatever it takes, any means necessary type deal. They tell like a little story versions of how they make ends. The lyrics is on point.
Realizing life when I was younger make me wonder what can I do to keep my fucking head from going under, seeing what my older brother used to do.
I remember back when my brother used to play this song, man, I used to always hum the beat in my head, but I never knew who sung it. And you know, as a young teen, you know, I'm just humming the song to myself, but I didn't know where it was from. But like I said, it's pretty nice though. It's a really nice track from TA. The next one, I'm gonna say Pussy ain't worth no cash, nigga. Pussy ain't worth no cash, ho. No pussy ain't worth no cash. And if y'all wondering what they're talking about, they talking about sex and all that stuff. It's a decent song. TA does drop some really nice lyrics on this track though. But when you hear it, you can already tell it's a 90s vibe. Because it kind of reminds me of back in the 90s just from the beat alone.
I give it to her, she used to look real good until one night the pipe got her smoking in the neighborhood. A hottie with a body, now she look.
You know, on albums, y'all know that they gotta have like a female track, you know, for the most part. So nothing wrong with that. But the lyrics on there is on point though. And I would say this much. I agree with the title. You know, vagina ain't worth no cash like that, man. I mean, I know some guys rather just pay and all that stuff. But honestly, if you really digging the female, you ain't got to pay all that to get. But anyway, total different topic. Anyway, the track is nice though. I think it's just worth playing if you just want to just kick it with your homies and you can hear them spit game. The next one is called Level of a Gangster.
Flex on that level of a gangster.
This track goes in right here. The beat already gets you hyped, man. The way it already starts off. TA is just dropping dope verses on this one. This is probably one of my personal favorites off of the album.
Buckshots now was looking very scary because they cut it about 20 bodies laying in the cemetery. They gunshot is blasted.
I love the hook too because it's on like some reggae style. I'm not sure who raps the hook, or is it them? I'm not too sure. But this track goes in, man. I love the way they flowing on this beat. And you can just tell by the way their voices sound, they ain't to be messed with.
Check me for some dope. What do you know? Woo cash when this truck off the pump. Been outside, now I'm rolling through the hood with a little coupe.
The next one is called Pop Him. Man, are y'all ready? The beginning of the song gets you off, man, with the way they flowing. This is an amazing track from TA, man. This is easily one of my personal favorites, again, off of this album. The beat just sounds like a straight horror movie, bro.
Quick to put his ass on the clinic up noops. Shoot him out of his shoes and make sure he pays dues. That's what you get when you fucking with me, G.
If there was a horror movie and there's a killer looking for a victim or whatever, this would probably be a good song to play. Like, that's how evil it sounds, man. They dropping some crazy, psychotic, murderous lyrics, you know what I'm saying, on this song.
After my 13th victim, I was sent to a mental home. Was my brain insane? No, cause I knew what I'm doing all alone. Cause I was
aiming at the cops, aiming at the, you name it. They ain't discriminating. If you don't like this track right here, I really don't know what to tell you. Flex goes in with the dope verse. Shotgun rolls in with amazing verses. Like, it don't get no better than this, man. This track alone, I'm sure most of y'all would love this one. Straight up, man. I can't stress no more how dope this track is. The next one is called 93, or Things Ain't How They Should Be. This is a really nice cut here. It's a little laid back, and TA is dropping some really nice lyrics, especially on some personal issues that was going on back then. Shoot, even today, it could be pretty relevant.
cruising through the strip, blazing up a fat back. No, we never slip, cause my posse's packing much gat. Listening to some more.
The lady sings the hook. I believe is Lynette something. I can't remember her last name, but I'll credit her in the description box. But she sings the vocals on here, does really good for the hook. And this is another personal favorite of mine because even though the last track was on some murderous crap, you know, murderous songs, they actually is really rapping about some personal issues. Number 8, the next one is called Somethin To Blaze To.
Back Blaze, and up some of them Philly blunts, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Once you hear this track right here, you already know it's on some 90s vibe, just like how I like it. And it's a nice cut, pretty cool track. TA laying some nice vocals on there.
And put in work cause my pockets was hurt and started rocking up shows and rocking up concerts. Top authority rolling city to city.
And it's a really catchy hook too. I remember we used to play basketball back in the day, and you know the hook goes blaze it up, and we would tell the people raise it up, like raise the ball when you pass it so the defense don't steal the ball. Raise it up, my nigga. You know that. it was pretty nice back then at those times. Got me reminiscing a little bit. Next one is How Much.
And every other victim of racism, but I ain't gonna hold them hoes up though. I'm ready to go to work, that's what it takes. Yo, flex.
This is another dope track as well. There's an official video for it. Keep in mind that I just have found out that it was an official video because I didn't think they really had too much videos or, you know, singles out there.
And I thought it would get better later, but as I seen on my TV screen, the other 12 or 6 were spectators, just waiting to see what's gonna happen next.
They also have like a remix version of How Much. And this is a really nice track, man. And TA dropped some really nice vocals on there. Again, dealing with the personal issues that some of us deal with as a people. Honestly, as I listen to the lyrics of this song, man, it's almost like it's still relevant today on how we deal with this crooked system in society today. And I think it's even worse now than it was back then. You know what I'm saying?
And all you niggas killing each other, it ain't too late to get along. Cause how they did us and doing us is wrong. What's going on?
So pretty much what you heard, it's different from the original version that's on this album. The next one is called Voices. This is a really dope cut right here. TA again is dropping some really dope verses.
And that's when my mama lost confidence in me, cause she seen the one and only baby going crazy. Then she caught me talking to myself.
In case y'all don't know what voices or what they're referring to, they're talking about they're like hearing voices in their head telling them to go crazy, go all out like a maniac type deal. I think honestly we all may have went through this at one point in life, hearing voices telling you to do something wicked and freaking insane, but you don't actually act on it, at least for the most part. This is a really dope track. This is probably one of my personal favorites off of the album. The hook is pretty catchy too. I be saying it to myself, I'm hearing voices. It's kind of on some eerie, scary stuff, man. The next one is called Never Leave Home Without It.
Cause I never leave home without it.
And this is another dope cut as well. If you don't know what they mean by never leave home without it, they talking about their gat or their firearm, you know what I'm saying? And they always say this, you know, stay protected. TA is laying some really nice lyrics on there, not exactly about violence per se, but pretty much saying to be prepared for anything that's in stores.
In the body bag being dragged from across the street, I'm glad I had my heat that day cause that shit came in handy. When this brave nigga try to jack me cause it was...
And this kind of goes out to a lot of people out there that may live within this freaking states, to always be prepared because you never know what people is out there and they can just randomly act on you. You never know, you know, these days. So again, this is a really nice track from TA. And the last one is called Outro or Half Deck. The way that beat kicks in, man, it's on some dope stuff, man.
Nigga, I thought you knew I'm the wrong motherfucker nigga to step to. And all you mock ass motherfuckers out there talking about your popping in clips. No.
This is a really nice track, and TA going off on this one, man. They just bringing the ruckus on this beat. This is actually a song for those that may not know. I'm not too sure what half deck means. I hope if someone can tell me in the comment section, that'll be nice. But Shotgun and Flex, they all go in with the dope verses, man, on there.
Nigga, deal with it. What's a gat if you don't pay the bills to kill with? Ain't shit fake because I'm real with it. So who's next to get that ass?
While they singing the hook, they just talking a lot of mess, like what you gonna do type deal. You know what I'm saying? Probably one of my another one of my personal favorites off of the album. And it's a nice way to end off the album as well. So that's all the songs that I reviewed for this album. I pretty much did all of them. So to rate this out of a 10, I would give this a solid 9 out of a 10. Maybe a 9.25, because this is a dope album from Top Authority, man. And keep in mind that I grew up to these guys, so this speaks a lot of volumes when it comes to me rating albums. Y'all know me, I'm very what's the term? I'm very strict on how I rate albums, and this right here is an amazing album from Top Authority. And if those that say that's a classic, this is a classic album, I will agree with you as well. I will even vouch for it. This is an album that can sit on top of the game today. Like, if this album were to come out in today's time, it would top a lot of the modern day artists' albums. Straight up. I honestly think it would. Because even though this album is on some violent at times, they also talk about the harsh realities of what goes on in society. All right, so don't think that they just on some murderous gangster-ish, but they really talk about the issues that's been going on, at least a lot around that time. And the thing that I like about this album that is definitely well-rounded. Like I said, I don't think I can stress how much I love this album with a passion. I stay playing it. Heck, I was playing it on the way home from work. You know what I'm saying? So that goes to show how dope this album is. So with that being said, if you never heard of Top Authority before, this would definitely be a good album to start off with. With that being said, Dalo is a dope producer. So if I didn't say it, most of the beats is on point. All right, most of the beats is on point. And the way that Flex and Shotgun lay down the vocals, you can't go wrong with that. If you can find this actual CD, I will probably tell you to purchase it, honestly. I mean, yeah, they have it on the streams, but like I said, I always prefer the physicals. I done explain why I would choose physical over digital. So that's it though. Shout out to Top Authority for coming out with a dope album. Shout out to the producer Dalo. He's like I say, he's a dope producer. Shout out to all the features that was involved with this album. And that's it. Much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another review. All right, peace out, guys.
Oh yeah, Top Authority in the house for the 9-4. We getting busy like this, you know what I'm saying? I got my homie Prim Dog in the house. Yeah, my cousin Flex, my homie Dalo. And I'm shotgun, you know what I'm saying? Kicking the rails, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
How much can a brother take from Mr. Blue Eyes? Telling me nothing but true lies. Ku Klux Klan in disguise. Got my people living out down in the ghetto. How can I trust a man that I never could trust before? Never have, never will. So you know I still diss them. Every president it is until we get that system. In the meantime, I'm rolling with my homie now. Let's go searching for some dirty devil and see what we can find. I'm tired of living my life the right way. I'm tired of doing every single thing the other man say. It's time to get a piece of that cake. How much can a brother take? Flexing Dalo, won't hold them up, so yo, let's get them straight. And all you brothers killing each other, it ain't too late to get along. Cause all they did us and doing us is all wrong. What's going on in the USA? I think the White House is making G's, booming least 2 keys a day. But TA has got the stories untold. We won't fold, no need to sell out the go-go. Just do them just like they did us. In God we trust. They made a brother like the dust, but it goes around, comes around, and here's the payback. No time to lay back, everything is for the blacks, Cause homies in the hood is fed up, I'm fed up, TA is fed up. How much can a brother take?
How much can a brother take? How much can a brother take? How much can a brother take? How much can a brother take? How much can a brother take?
How much can a brother take before they put me away? Give me 10 to 20, send me upstate. Because I'm about fed up, but I'm not gonna give in. They wanna lock me up in a pen and throw away the key because of my skin. I'm under surveillance 24/7 and I'm dead hunted. If you're black, they think you're selling crack, America's most wanted. But I ain't the one to be looking for. Just because I'm black, they don't like me and I don't like 5-0. That's what I go through every day from trying to get society's help. But I'm looked at as a victim in society with a bad rep. Hated since a kid, I never did get along to LAW. But now take a look at who's screwing who. Cause I'm hitting them hard from the dark side. Gooder with so much hate, I'm a gooder brother. Take me for a burst inside. Cause they said he riding on the diss axe. Got us hated that we made it. You see 2 black peacocks rolling jack. Trying to bring me down, but here I come. Like a disease, I'm for sure the 38's my cure. If you want some, follow your last, I'm tired of being harassed. For doing nothing to get no rubber from the problem, so I'll break them off some.
How much can a brother take? 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 How much can a brother take?
Every day I look into the mirror, things are getting clearer. Seems like the end of the world is just getting nearer. Nowadays, preachers getting high in the pigeon. What I see is my religion. Thank God for living. Who cares about Thanksgiving and every other holiday? Gee, it's 1994 and the brother's still in slavery. Nowadays, little kids can't leave their own backyard without some little punk down the block trying to act hard. The odds of seeing another day. If you're black or very little, got me stuck right in the middle of a graveyard in the hospital. And the KKK, they love it every single minute of it. So before you run up with your gun up, you can shove it where the sun don't shine. Instead of trying to use your nine, you better use your mind. Look down the road and you find nothing but love ahead of us. I still remember what Martin Luther King has said to us. But nowadays I ask myself, is the drink too late? Because they gotta shake the bait. How much can a brother take?
Can a brother take? How much 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 can a brother take?